Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here is your daily technical analysis of Brent crude oil and spot gold.
ICE Brent crude oil futures. A second bearish black crow yesterday. That was also day 2 in a 2-day homing pigeon pattern. Now, this is traditionally seen as a bullish reversal pattern. However, data indicates that close to 6 out of 10 times it is a bearish continuation pattern. So it'll be interesting to see if the market follows tradition or the data here. All this comes just after last week's bearish stick sandwich pattern. Price is significantly close for a second consecutive time below the rising medium moving average, currently at 85.65, though back above the middle time, currently 84.43, of the late September to late October bearish shift pitchfork. Below we have the October low at 83.44 and then the flatlining long moving average, currently at 82.56. Whilst above we have the interesting October 2018 high at 86.67 and the 50% Fibonacci line of the November 2020 to March 22 move at 87.41. Now, though the middle gap has been filled in last week, I would still perhaps consider looking at the action since the peak in September to date as a possible three gap move lower, with a breakaway gap in late September and a continuation gap at the end of October, and now the possibility of an exhaustion gap below in the offing, potentially somewhere in the 78 even area. And this requires a little bit more consideration, but I wanted to lodge the idea with you early on. Please note, such an idea will have to overcome some pretty heavy duty supports below. Well, so far today, a move down with what currently looks like a bearish opening black Maribozo, down through the middle time support and last week's lows, and now testing the October low 83.44. Spot gold. A reactionary bearish open and close black Maribozo yesterday. The top was based on the September 2020 high at 1992. Support below still seems to be the November 2020 high at 1965 and a 2021 high at 1959. Overall, I would still like to acknowledge the one big picture item that happened last week of a monthly key reversal up for October, though yesterday's actions did not help this pattern at all. One continuing final thought, and something I've mentioned a few times, I would continue to look at the action since about August as a diving board pattern. This pattern is inherently bullish, and such a pattern as seen here, especially after a monthly key reversal up, ought to point to higher prices, which is surprising given how much the market hesitated at current levels. Well, so far today, a seeming strong follow-on to yesterday's bearish action with a potential now for a second consecutive bearish opening black Maribozo at least. Prices have dropped down to test the November 2020 high and are moving down towards the the 2021 high at the moment. And it's really quite interesting.
Thank you for listening. This short version broadcast gives essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted both at the front and the back of this broadcast. Copyright is Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final important bit.